Front Office Sports continuing coverage of Super Bowl 59 here at Radio Row at the New Orleans Convention Hall continues. I'm Baker Machado, and we are joined by a New Orleans legend, Drew Brees, former Saints quarterback with us. Drew, good to see you. How are you?
Yeah, I'm great. How you doing?
Great, thanks. So let's talk about first your partnership that you got going on with Aldi. Tell fans how they can actually score big for the Super Bowl.
Absolutely. Well, Aldi's where my wife and I shop, and you're able to get a quarterback on anything that you purchase at Aldi for the big game. Obviously, all the must-haves in the Brees household, especially on game day. It's all about getting in the backyard. We're grilling, we're playing ball, we're having a great time, and Aldi's our go-to store.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Always good to stock up for the big game, and obviously, I feel like it adds a little bit more of a sentimental feeling for somebody like you. Being, playing for New Orleans, this is the 11th time that the Super Bowl has been here. What makes this city such a unique place to host such an incredible event?
It's just made for it.
Yeah.
I mean, you look at kind of this downtown proximity, with French Quarter CBD, Warehouse District, Superdome being right there. Obviously kind of bordered by the Mississippi River to this side. And here we are in the convention center, which, can host, mega events. This is what New Orleans does. There's a reason that the Super Bowl's come here 11 times. Plus, I think it's just, it's the culture, it's the vibe, it's the Southern hospitality. I think the residents of New Orleans absolutely love hosting big events and being able to show off all the great things about the city and just showing people a good time.
And what's your thoughts on the big game this weekend? The three-peat obviously has been the talk of the town. Will the Chiefs be able to do?
Pat Riley lets you say. Did he allow you to say that?
Trademark that. Pat Riley. We're sending him checks already.
I think you owe him something.
Yeah, exactly. Well, he's loving this.
No question.
But what do you think is going to happen this weekend, especially with Patrick Mahomes?
Well, look, these teams face each other in this game two years ago, right? Typically, the Super Bowl, I always feel like starts off a little slow. Both teams, maybe there's some nerves, kind of trying to feel their way through it. Probably all they've heard is that, don't make mistakes early on, just kind of, ease your way into it. And so it always feels like the first quarter is slow, and then there's this explosion in the second and third quarter, and then you hope it's close in the fourth quarter so you get some sort of, late game heroics. But both these teams have been in this moment, and just 2 years ago. The Chiefs have been in this moment a lot, right? So, look, this thing could come out just like gangbusters if especially the way that the Eagles have done this thus far. Saquon Barkley, the season he's had, and I think what the element to this offense that he's brought, I think that's something that if you're going to beat the Chiefs, if you can run the football and you have this kind of dual threat with here's Saquon, here's Jalen on the perimeter as well, and the playmakers they have on the perimeter, that not only does that help you score points, but it keeps Patrick Mahomes off the field. I think that's really their key to victory here.
Yeah, I think Saquon versus Chris Jones going to be all eyes on that the whole game. Let's talk about your former team, the Saints. All eyes seem like it's going to be on Eagles offensive coordinator Kellen Moore, likely going to be, at least the front runner potentially for this gig. Likely he's not even going to get on a plane, go back to Philadelphia, might stay here. What's your thoughts on the Saints head coaching search? And do you think it might be Kellen Moore that gets the gig?
I know that's what's been reported. We'll see after this game, but look, Kellen's got a great reputation, and he's been successful wherever he's gone. Obviously, he was a great player in his own right, and he's transitioned that into being a heck of an offensive football coach. So, we'll see how it plays out. But I think regardless, the Saints will make the right decision for the organization.
And also, another head coach just got a gig recently, Brian Schottenheimer. A lot of intrigue and curiosity as to why Jerry Jones selected him. You've actually been very supportive of this hire. Why so?
Well, so Shotty was my quarterback coach with the San Diego Chargers for 4 years. He was a great friend, a great mentor, and an excellent football coach. Went on to be a play caller in a lot of different places and had a ton of success wherever he was. I think he was a guy who always garnered a ton of respect from his quarterbacks and from the rest of the team. So to me, honestly, not surprising. I think for a lot of people, maybe he wasn't a name that people expected. But what that tells me is that, number one, Dak Prescott loves him, and Jerry Jones feels like Brian Schottenheimer puts Dak in the best position to succeed. Also, you've got some strong personalities on that team, and those guys have to be in support of that as well, and obviously they are. So to me, Shotty garners a ton of respect from that team and that organization. And look, that's first and foremost. You want a guy who can hold guys accountable, is going to create a cultural foundation by which you can continue to build and create the kind of the legacy that you want to create with this team. Look, Dallas Cowboys are always going to be kind of front and center as far as
the most valuable franchise in the world.
Yeah, but just the way that they always get the attention. It's always what the media's focused on. But I think Shotty's the perfect person for the job.
Let's talk about you. You were just recently asked by Adam Schefter if you have any interest in joining, being in the front office. Is that an area that you're interested in potentially doing? Are you interested in getting back in the booth? Where do you sort of see yourself in this right now?
Look, I'm always going to be involved with the NFL game in some capacity. And I think I'm evaluating quite a few opportunities right now.
Mm-hmm.
But I love this game. I feel like I have a ton of value to bring to this game. And we'll see where that goes.
And is that in the front office? Would you love to do that someday?
Maybe.
Okay. I love that. In the booth, though, Tom Brady, his first year, you've done this before. What do you think about Brady's first year in the booth? And is it actually a pretty difficult job to do?
No, it is a difficult job because it's a different flow. It's a different rhythm. There is a formula to calling a game. Obviously, his knowledge base is at a whole nother level compared to, I think, what you would traditionally have in the booth. So, as I'm watching the game and things are happening, we're on the same wavelength a lot.
Mm-hmm.
As far as what we're seeing, and then it's then the opportunity to articulate exactly what you're seeing and kind of bring that to fans in a way that maybe they've never heard it before. And so, look, I obviously he got a chance to call a lot of huge games, throughout the year in that primetime Fox slot, and then throughout the playoffs, and now he's going to be calling the Super Bowl. So, obviously he's a guy who's pretty well qualified to do it.
We'll get you out of here on this, Drew. A lot of eyes on pickleball. A lot of people love. I'm one of them that loves it. It's clear you love it as well. There's always this talk that it's the next big sport. I already feel like it's arrived. What's your thoughts on that?
Oh, it's definitely arrived.
Yeah.
I mean, you've got. I think it's almost doubling in participation every year. It's just such an easy sport to pick up.
Yep.
And let's be honest, I think
I messed up the kitchen area though.
Well, here's the thing.
Keep ruining that.
I think the stigma with pickleball early on was, this is an old person's sport.
Right.
And I think like truly as people got into their 50s and 60s, the opportunity to find things that really get you moving is kind of hard to do. And so pickleball comes along and it's like, wow, like I can do that.
Yep.
That's going to help get me moving. That's pretty easy to pick up.
Yep.
And so I think that was maybe the first surge, was kind of this older demographic where it's like, hey, this is a fun sport that I can start doing. But like truly the competitiveness of it and the social aspect, I think it's brought so many other people to the game. We actually host a massive pickleball tournament in this building every year. It's called NOLA Pickle Fest. It's a big fundraiser for our foundation, the Brees Foundation, every August. And we had over 1,500 participants last year. It's an amateur tournament. The youngest participant, 9 years old. The oldest participant, 92 years old, right? So just what other sport can you have a 9 and a 92-year-old on the court at the same time, like having a great time together?
Yeah.
So that's what's so unique about pickleball.
It's fun, and it's actually a great workout, by the way. And not so bad on your knees either, which is obviously the best part for all that. Drew, thank you so very much for joining us, and we'll have you back anytime. We'd love to have you back.
Awesome. Thank you.
And we got a lot more coming to you from Radio Row, all in preparation for Super Bowl 59. Stick with us here at Front Office Sports.